No. No, Trent, I need. Don't start yet. We didn't start, Trent.
I was getting myself ready. I had to do the fake one first. You did the fake one, and then it leads to the real one.
It says very hard in the notes, Trent.
I know. I was getting there. You stopped me because you said we weren't ready yet.
We can't just.
I gotta ease into it.
Look, we gotta say go and or whatever
just start laughing really hard.
Wait, on 3. Oh man, this is the best intro ever. Hey, wait, hold on. Was I recording? Oh shoot, I wasn't. Well, we can't redo that. Let's just move on.
You've just logged into the 3-Bit Gamer Show. Welcome to the 3-Bit Gamer Show. I'm JD.
This is Peterson.
And this is Trent.
We're keeping things short and sweet tonight because stopped binging Breaking Bad to record this, and I got to get back to it.
Yeah, he even told us that. He's like, got to get back to Breaking Bad.
Middle of season 3, you guys know where I'm at. Come on.
No spoilers.
No spoilies. Come on.
No spoilers. 7 years later.
Live from the 3-Bit Gamer Show. The news. Brought to us by Crave Cookie.
What was that?
I don't know.
That what you
Brave.
He was trying to do a new intro live.
Trent knew. I decided to do that while we were listening to the thing. My brain just was like, dude, we got nothing. And I was like, well, the mouth's going, so let's figure it out along the way.
Dude, that's always a good
Crave
strategy.
Cookies sponsors our news segment, you guys. It's our favorite thing. And coming up, first of all, what a big shout out to the Bristol, Tennessee location, and a big kudos to Peterson, Nostradam Peterson, who predicted that the fine folk of Tennessee are fond of cookies.
They like their butter, sugar. They like this stuff. Okay.
Put it all together, squish it down, and bake it at 350 for 14 minutes. Let's see how it comes out.
375.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So yeah, the Crave Cookies location in Bristol, Tennessee, absolutely crushed it their opening week. Set some records for Crave. I'm so stoked. And then next up, Trent says they've got 5 locations coming. Did you say in June?
In June. There's one more in May. That is the Arizona one, I think.
Arizona.
Then
we've been talking about this Arizona store for a while now, Trent.
I know. I need to be more on top of this stuff.
Yeah, we have better locations.
Like Vegas, I think, and like
whoop whoop.
New Jersey. Hoboken, New Jersey.
Hoboken.
That'll do pretty good, I think.
Nice. Carl's stoked on that one.
Carl's so stoked. Carl loves New Jersey.
I love that.
It's no Tennessee, but they should do well.
So this week coming up, if you guys you already know what they've got on the menu now, you can check that out on cravecookies.com. But coming up on the Crave Cookie sneak peek, Trent, hit it. You're here.
We got my very favorite cookie, the horchata churro, because it's Cinco de Mayo.
Gotta do it, baby.
We got the coco de leche. I wanted to have the tres leches, and I got vetoed.
What?
So we have.
Who vetoed that?
They were like, we don't have enough time to get it made.
How many
and get
people have
veto
power on the cookies?
Like
you,
3,
2, 3, 3.
You could beat up all of them though. Probably.
Like it'll come eventually. It's just not going to be a Cinco de Mayo cookie. I was just too late doing it.
All right.
But so the Biscoff Explosion instead, which is always a good one. Then our new one is the Toffee Caramel Crunch. So
wait.
Tell us everything.
So it's like it's kind of like the dough from our sugar cookie or from our chocolate chip cookie, but it's a little more brown sugary. And then it has Heath toffee all over it. And then currently the plan is to serve it with like a little cup of caramel, so you can like dip it and get however much you want. Yeah,
it has a sidecar.
Side caramel.
Side caramel.
I knew it was right there.
Ah,
it's probably I'm not gonna. It's I love toffee so much. It's probably my favorite cookie.
I
we have
love
now.
toffee too.
Also
I'm
love
like
toffee.
obsessed with it. I want it on sprinkled on everything.
Yeah, dude. And then it has a little bit. No, that's it. Yeah, it's delicious. And then the blueberry sour cream, which is like that dodo pie recreated.
Oh, okay, well, get down to Crave Cookies. Go to cravecookies.com or just wait, and a Crave Cookies will open up in your backyard within the next 2 to 5 months. Get your cookie on. Sega of America workers are forming a union. Peterson, why don't you spin up that celebration? There's still
I
Broshin
didn't
music.
record it. I didn't record it. I'll put it on the JD wants us to play Star Wars music.
And Peterson's so worried about John Williams and copyright, he refuses as a member of Peterson Productions to
100%.
play
There's
it.
like a rip-off version out there. That,
Ridiculous.
like, is recognizably
with
similar.
kazoos. Can you find us the version with kazoos, Peterson, and just play that one?
Or like
Can I
acapella. There's got to
find
be an
it? I can
acapella
make
version.
it.
Long story short, you guys, we are celebrating because there's another union that formed out of nowhere. I don't think any of us had eyes on this one. It was a super majority of workers out of the Sega of America headquarters in Irvine, California. And they're working with the Communication Workers of America, and they're calling themselves Allied Employees Guild Improving Sega, or AEGIS.
Come on.
Try again.
That's trying a little hard.
They just wanted the acronym.
AEGIS?
They're just like,
Not good.
what can we do?
Okay, wait,
What-
say it again.
Allied Employees Guild Improving Sega. So
Isn't an
AEGIS.
Aegis like a shield?
Oh, is that like a
Gilder.
word?
The protection.
Oh,
yeah.
an Aegis?
Oh,
Yeah, as
yeah.
a shield,
Fuck.
right?
Yeah, that's what they're
So
just
John
going for
was
the
right. They are
acronym. They
kind of
forced
trying
it.
hard. They're being pretty dorky. They picked that
They-
up in the D&D game.
Yes, they're being super dorky about it.
Literally, the only reason I know that word is because of Warcraft. So
That's funny. So there's 144 workers. Like I said, a super majority of these. Isn't that more than 66%? I'm not entirely sure. Possibly more than 75%. I don't know. But it's a good chunk of them. And if this works and Sega hopefully says okay, otherwise they'll go through the NLRB. Correct, Peterson? I'm not entirely familiar with how the process works. Either way, they're going to make
yeah.
this happen because
Something
they have
like
the
that.
very strong approval of their majority of their employees. And
they have the NRB.
they said the group hopes to push for a higher base pay, improved benefits, and measures that will help prevent, quote, patterns of overwork through better staffing, aka cutting down on the crunch. That's all they want. Less crunch.
What's Sega crunching on these days? I don't even know what Sega's crunching on.
They make like
They're,
no games.
They're crunching on Rovio. They just bought Angry Birds.
Dude, they're gonna crunch the Angry Birds 3 game or something like that.
It'll have
The
Sonic
managers
in it.
are like the employees of the devs are like, what are we doing here? Why are we working these 12-hour shifts? And the production managers are like, I don't know. This is just what you do. You're working on a game. You work for 12-hour days, 7 days a week. It's
Just
Angry
work.
Birds.
Like,
Just
on
work.
what? I don't know what to work on. That's why they keep buying
We're
companies.
crunching. We're crunching.
Crunchy so hard.
The UK's CMA has blocked the Activision acquisition for reducing competition in cloud gaming. Now, if you're one of our listeners that's like, okay, stop talking about the Activision acquisition. Just hit the 30-second button forward. I don't know, 6 times. Probably get you through most of this. Right?
Yeah, I think I
3
don't think it'll
minutes?
take that long. Yeah, give us.
This is cool, though. This is I don't want to provide. I feel like we were providing. I was providing too many updates because I thought that the name was funny. But this one's actually a significant update. This is the CMA, the Consumer Market Authority for the UK, who were showing signs of both ways. But the last time I think we checked in, it looked like they were going to give the go-ahead on this. And this is a bit of an about face, and it's based entirely on the cloud gaming market.
Not
That's
the direction I thought they were gonna go with this. JD sent me the story, and I was like, "Huh, I didn't think about that."
They made some fantastic points, though.
Mm.
to the point that we made earlier when we were reporting on the CMA that they seemed oddly in tune with what was going on with everything. And this is from the report directly on the CMA's website on gov.uk. The quote, the UK cloud gaming market is growing fast. Monthly active users in the UK more than tripled from the start of 2021 to the end of 2022, so 2 years. It is forecast to be worth $11 billion pounds globally and £1 billion in the UK by 2026. By way of comparison, sales of recorded music in the UK in 2021 amounted to just 1.1 billion pounds. So they're saying this is almost bigger. Cloud gaming in the UK is creeping up on being bigger than the sales of all recorded music in all of the UK. Just cloud gaming. Just cloud gaming. That's not anything you buy that's a hard copy. This wouldn't even count, I don't think, Peterson, with most, like if you buy a Steam game and download it, that doesn't count as cloud gaming to my knowledge.
Right.
So this is just shit like Game Pass and World of Warcraft shit like that.
So
that's £1 billion.
I think why this is I'm going to go cynical here for a second. I think this is why this is shocking to me, at least, is it seems like there's a government agency who is doing their job and making good points and is not just selling their decision to the highest bidder. Right?
Dude, it's weird that this hasn't been corrupted.
We're like, oh, these are good points that they're making. And like, this makes sense. Like, they're paying attention to the numbers of it all and projections, where it feels like if this was in the US, they'd be like, oh, they do an about face. Microsoft,
they wouldn't say, they would not say numbers because that's too scary and too hard.
Where'd you get that yacht?
To that point, another point they made with numbers, they said, quote, Microsoft already accounts for an estimated 60 to 70% of global cloud gaming services. Right now, 60 to 70% of all of that, like they said, a £1 billion in the UK, of that, the vast majority is already Microsoft. Already. They're saying they already have the fucking monopoly. And then they say, here's what they would get on top of it. They cite Call of Duty, Overwatch, and World of Warcraft.
Right.
And to Peterson's point, that's all the evidence you need in my book. 60% already. And then you're going to throw in Call of Duty and Warcraft alone. Forget fucking Overwatch. Don't even mention it, because those two by themselves are concerning. If you told me Microsoft was at 30 or 40%, and they were looking at those two, I would have the same concerns. Knowing that they're 60 to 70 is like a no-brainer in my. Fuck could you approve that?
Microsoft is good at monopolies, though. This is what they do, right? How many computers?
It's a monopoly company.
How many computers do you have at work that don't run on Windows and Outlook? And you know what I mean?
Yes,
they've got the monopoly, and so they're just going for double monopoly. Is that a thing?
Total monopoly is actually the term we're looking at here. They want to own every company. Did you happen to read to the end of this report on the CMA site? Because there is a hilarious nugget at the end where they said, quote, they talk about how Microsoft said that they would do these things, including that 10-year offer we talked about, where they're well, we'll just, and they're like, that's all bullshit. That's all dumb. And quote, accepting Microsoft's remedy would inevitably require some degree of regulatory oversight by the CMA. And then they go on to say, whereas if we just reject this offer, everything's groovy, man, and we don't have to do shit.
We don't got to worry about this later.
They're like, if we approve this deal, we're going to have to watch your bitch asses. We're going to, because you're going to try to sketch on us. You're going to try to sketch on us every one of those 10 years. But if we just veto it now, it's all groovy. It's a no-brainer. I'm so stoked. Congratulations to the CMA. The last and only uncorrupted government entity in the Western world.
I don't know how that happened. Let's get them.
Let's get them. Homophobes are review bombing Horizon Forbidden West's latest DLC. What's it called?
They're back. Oh, I don't know what it's called.
They're back.
They're back. It's been a little while since the.
Burning Shores.
Oh gosh. Wait, that doesn't sound bad.
Yeah,
No, they're back. It's been a little while since the homophobes have review bombed a game. Honestly,
Yeah.
it feels like it's been a couple years, which is
Yeah.
a long time for them. I thought maybe they had
Like,
for
it's
a minute
2023.
there-
Maybe we're done.
say something turn. No, there is an option in this new DLC for Aloy to kiss a girl. It's an option. And that
Wait, it's an option? This isn't. Wait. I thought this was the story. This is a fucking choice option?
yes, that's
Dude,
what that's
dude,
what
we
the
don't even
story
want the
said.
possibility of that in our games. Leave it out.
This is insane. I thought the DLC story had her like kissing a girl. And
That's
they're
what
like,
it
"Oh."
seems to imply from like the picture
Right.
on that article.
Oh my god.
Yeah, from what I understood, and I could be wrong, maybe someone could, from what I understood, you can you're like close to this other girl, and you can choose whether you're going to romance or not. And because that exists, we're going to review bomb this. It's like, what? And actually this story that I linked is pretty funny because some of the comments in it that people were saying, they were like, Aloy never showed any signs of being a lesbian. And you're like, have you seen her? Like, that's not super surprising, right? I'm not like shocked that she would kiss a girl.
What does that even mean?
But
though?
also,
Like,
how do you show signs of being a lesbian?
she never made a sourdough starter. She never
Okay.
even went shopping once for a Subaru. Are you
She-
kidding me?
She didn't name her horse Subaru. Like it was, I thought.
Zero
Maybe.
horses. She didn't even have a fucking horse. No, dude, that's what's so crazy is this takes place. This is a post-apocalyptic game where the old world is completely gone and shattered. And these are like tribes of surviving humans just clinging to the wreckage. But the one thing that has survived the giant gap of time is like Western Christian normalized versions of sexuality as it pertains to humans. Like that is unchanged in tens of thousands of years. Just like, no.
Here's what I would argue: Aloy has also never shown any of signs of being
Sexuality?
of being heterosexual. She has showed literally no signs up to this point. And granted, I have not played all the games, but I don't think romance was a big aspect of them. People are so bizarre about this. Like, it's an option that you can kiss this girl you're running around with, and you're like, that's how, I don't know. Why is that so offensive? Just don't pick that option. Just don't do it, I guess.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
don't
know
have
how
to.
far into it that option is, because what it says in the article is it just gives you the chance to pursue a romantic relationship. So, like, do you have to go down a path of choices to even get to that? This is crazy.
This is fantastic.
This is
You like
stupid.
it's like not easy to get to this
It's
option.
like
It's
a
like
secret
Easter
unlock.
egg.
You like select all the right options, and somebody got to it and they were like, hold up, guys, get your pitchforks out. We got a review bomb. We're back, baby. Head over to Metacritic.
Yeah, and then oh my god, some of the reviews on these are just unbelievable. But this is definitely a Blursty
Yes.
for Gamer Rage. This one's going in there. What a this is old school. This is old school Gamer Rage shit. What are you guys doing? Apparently, Pinkertons are still a thing, and Wizards of the Coast employs them. We're talking the guys that were like going to farmers in the early 1900s and like, y'all gotta move. The railroad's coming through here. Those guys.
These are guys who would
old Ma farm. The
Pinkertons would bounty hunt
Busting
across
unions.
state lines, right? These are the guys who would go across state lines to hunt bad guys, and
not always bad guys though.
Yeah,
just
no.
whoever hired the Pinkertons' enemies.
to go to. So
Sometimes
they
just
still
union
exist.
organizers.
How do we become a Pinkerton? That's what I want to know. It's not the toughest name out there, but they've got a
No.
reputation. So let's see what happened in this story. The Pinkertons, who was Wizards of the
Okay,
Coast.
so what happened is this is a streamer for Magic the Gathering.
Yes.
I don't know if he streams him playing the game or just opening packs. but he had a supplier who regularly supplied him with packs, and he would open them on his stream. Well, the supplier gave him the most recent pack, which was like, I don't know what the Aftermath, March of the Machine Aftermath was the latest one, but his rep sent him some other one, but it was still called March of the Machine. It was just a subtitle was different, and the guy didn't even notice, and he just opened them. So basically, because you guys might know this if you've ever worked retail, you get sometimes things early before they're going out for sale, like a video game that's out. It doesn't ship to your store. They don't ship it to GameStop the day of, the morning of. Sometimes it sits there for a couple days,
and someone puts it out, and they
accidentally sell it. Happens all the fucking time.
All
like
the time.
This is like how the Harry Potter books, like they had such high security on those and the tape on them and everything. They
The
still
latest
fucking
Brandon Sanderson released happened, and people online were like, "Oh man, you already read it. It's not even out yet." You know.
Yep. This is not uncommon, but because this guy opened these on his stream, Wizards of the Coast sent the fucking Pinkertons, which they must have Googled.
Dude, I'm on the
after watching-
Pinkerton website right now. This is great.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, reading some like old Civil War literature, and they're like, dude, I wonder if these guys are still fucking around. And they hired these guys to go shake this dude down. And his wife, I guess they bullied her and made her cry. And then they left without getting anything.
Yeah,
They said that
they're not
the cops were
cops.
going to come. By the way, yeah, guys, let me just put this out as a PSA. If anyone is standing on your property and threatening to call the cops, do them the favor and close the fucking door in their face and call the cops yourself.
Yeah.
Because that is a weird threat. No one's going to threaten to do. They'll just call the cops if that's a legitimate threat.
Okay, so what they came requesting though, they're making all these threats. So like, you can spend up to 10 years in jail, $200,000 in fines. You better cooperate, right? Just yelling at this guy. They got nothing. There's no power. They're not police officers. They can't detain him.
Mhm.
And then they're like, you have to show us the receipt for every Magic card in your house. This guy has, it says literally over 1 million cards. And they're saying, show us a receipt for every single one. It's like, this is nonsense at that point. How can you even, like, if someone asked you to show a receipt of a single card that you've ever bought in JD, you'd be like, dude, I threw that away like 9 years ago. What are you even talking about? So this is nonsense. And so of course they left with nothing, because what do you, they like
Wouldn't
you said,
love to have this conversation? Am I the only one that wouldn't just like revel in this? Like some motherfucker showing up at my door, and I just get to like yell at them. And I got the Nest Cam on, so I get to like watch it later and laugh.
you hold up, yeah. Wish I
But
would've
like
said
this would be, I would fucking love this shit. I would delight in this. And that maybe am I the only one in that?
No, I think
Because he knows he's not in the wrong here. You got to take the moral high road on that, on top of just giving someone the business on your own front door.
Okay, the other part, let me just look, little context here. He is not accidentally reading a book or watching a movie or playing a video game beforehand and spoiling it for everybody. He opened packs of cards. There's
Everyone
not a
knew when the cards
spoiler
were coming out.
There's
Everyone
not like
knew that.
spoilers involved there. Like, oh, dude, like, I don't understand. Like, yeah, they could be like, hey, man, don't do this again. But they're trying to like take his property and fine him. And you're like, come on, this is nothing. This is nothing.
What state did this happen in?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, does this have like a castle doctrine?
I
You gotta be
think-
careful pulling this shit in a state where someone can just walk out their front door and just ice you and be like, oh, he looked at me funny. And the judge is like, fuck yeah. That's awesome. I'm glad you iced that guy.
yeah. Wow, this other story has Pinkertons. Amazon's hired Pinkertons. Facebook and Google have hired the Pinkertons.
Yeah.
And it's
Just-
always
just
shady.
they
It's shady
serve-
every time.
Yeah, that's why you were like, when they go, no, they are.
They did a
They're
risk
rent-
snapshot on
rent-a-cop.
the U.S. chocolate and candy industry.
dude.
There's
Trent-
some weird stuff on here. Ooh.
Yeah. The Pinkertons, why are they like my new favorite story to read about? Because this is crazy.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, this is weird.
They're just like corporate bully guys.
Dude, oh, you're right, Trent. The picture on their website, the first picture is like Abraham Lincoln, an old daguerreotype or something. This
I'm
is
also
awesome.
pretty sure that their thing is just this CBS logo. Isn't it?
It looks like the CBS logo with a chunk of pizza taken out of it. Wow, this is great. Great story. So this is another Blursty story. Wizards of the Coast sending Pinkertons after a streamer for opening some cards early. And
How did the Pinkertons show up to our house? Something we can say right now on the podcast. Look at the Pinkertons.
We gotta
to
buy
come to
more
my
Pokemon
house?
cards, man. It's
Fuck.
time.
yeah, we'll get them. We'll figure it out. Guys, help us brainstorm how to get the Pinkertons to knock on JD's door.
Yeah, that'd be so sweet.
Let's get them out there. I'll send them out, bro. How much is it? I'll send them out to you. Don't
Dude,
worry
I will
about it.
live stream it from my Nest Cam. It will be sick. Oh man. All right.
Okay.
Let's do the news niblets. Just a niblet of news for you. News niblets. News niblets is this part of the news where we just
Working on it.
take a couple minutes and we just nibble out some nibbles.
A little nibby nib.
Little nib. Our first nib is that Activision just announced a Call of Duty board game.
Just what you all wanted.
The fuck?
No pictures, no anything. Just like
Nothing. It's going to launch on Kickstarter. You can sign up to be on every mailing list that Activision ever has for the rest of time if you want to find out more about the Kickstarter, or you can just listen to this podcast and we'll cheese on it later because we're not going to be kind, I imagine.
Oh, hey,
Call of
look,
Duty board game?
I just got a second announcement about that from an alternate site. They're giving me cheats, how to cheat in the Call of Duty board game. So I guess I'm getting some extra cards and pieces that I can sneak into the deck. Because that's integral to the Call of Duty experience.
Oh, dude, that's so crazy. I just saw that the Call of Duty board game announced an anti-cheat DLC that you can add on, but it requires you to send a scan of your driver's license to Activision first.
No, don't. That's a scam. Don't. That's not.
I
But I
don't
really
know.
want to play this game.
If it helps make it secure,
Trent, don't fall for
I
it.
can get a new driver's license.
Jedi Survivor on the PC is launched to mostly negative reviews due to
Ooh.
bugs and other issues.
Mhm.
CPU issues, inconsistent frame rate, infinite loading, crashes. Doesn't matter what equipment you're on. It seems like this game fucking sucks if you're using a computer and not an Xbox or a PlayStation. Somebody said, quote, "It runs like my ass after Taco Bell." That's fucking
Honestly,
descriptive.
I do great after Taco Bell.
I was actually just gonna
so
say that. Like, why is
What do
Taco
you guys
Bell
get
always the
there,
brunt of these
though?
jokes?
I will
Because some
eat
people
anything
just
at
get like the
Taco Bell.
bean and cheese burritos and like
Okay.
4 of those
I get like
and nothing else.
tacos.
If you get shit with
The
like the
spicy
lettuce
potato taco.
and the
Oh,
tomatoes,
Guys, this
yeah,
is a
you're
quick
good.
Taco Bell PSA. I told JD this, but I got a
Okay.
crunch wrap, and the guy was like, "Yeah, do you want to get it spicy?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? I don't even know what that means." And he's like, "Yeah, just add jalapenos to it." And so
Okay.
it's like, "Yeah, I do want that." And you read my mind, and I got it spicy. Fantastic. I won't be able to eat it not spicy anymore because their jalapenos are like pickled, kinda, not very not. It's not like eating a raw jalapeno, right? It's not super spicy. Just added that little degree of heat.
Oh,
and
they're
flavor.
pickled?
It seems like they're
Oh,
pickled.
I thought they were throwing raw ones on there. I was gonna say I'm fucking out on raw jalapenos, just
No.
thrown willy nilly. from
Like
enthusiastic
whenever I get
Taco Bell
pickled
workers.
jalapenos, they're
Pickled.
much nicer. They're not quite as
The
aggressively
texture
hot.
is even
They're
nicer.
predictable.
Yes, and
Yeah,
honestly, it
I
was
think
fantastic.
the seeds don't hit so fucking hard.
Well,
on the
a lot of
pickled
them
ones.
are not in there because I went to the
I like
RSL
that.
game and I got some nachos and added jalapenos to them.
Mm.
It wasn't hot like hardly at all, right? Because the seeds were mostly gone. So, anyways,
Can I do a fast
PSA.
food PSA?
Always. Do you even have to ask? Just do it.
Okay, so spicy style at Taco Bell, they add jalapenos. Guys, I feel like I've talked about this before, but I had it recently and it slapped so damn hard. I just want to reiterate. At Jersey Mike's, you go to Jersey Mike's and you order the 99. It is not on the menu, but apparently every worker, I've been doing this for 7 or 8 years. It's never been on the menu, but I've never once had a worker, even though they always seem new, I've never had one say, "Oh, what?" It seems to be like a day one thing they teach them.
100% on their menu, just not on your menu.
It's a 56, which is the Big Kahuna cheesesteak, and then a 33, I think. It's the sauce, the Chipotle cheesesteak. So they take the Big Kahuna, which got the jalapenos and it's got everything on it except for the dope, creamy Chipotle ranch sauce that they just douse it with. So get that shit. The 99. It's the only thing you need to eat for that whole day.
Jersey Mike's just opened up like right across the street, so I gotta get it.
Really?
Yeah.
How many times you haven't been there that much? That was more of a me and Jackson thing.
Well, because the closest one was up in Cottonwood Heights.
Cottonwood Heights.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me know when you decide to go there. I have some Rex for you.
Okay. I'm ready.
I've only been there like twice in my life, so I gotta go.
Dude, it's
more.
good. Their cold subs are good. Jenna used to get their cold subs all the time.
I got a cold sub we just went a couple weeks ago, and it was honestly very good. So
yeah, they do the Mike's Way with like the oil and the vinegar, which is fucking dope.
Always.
But yeah, they're hot. Their cheesesteaks are legit. They take a little extra time, but they're worth it. Kudos. So kudos, we kind of rolled into this nice and smooth already, but kudos are positivity sake.
You're right. We started with a couple foodos. Yeah.
We got Trent on. We're talking about food. That's just where we're at.
I love food.
Fucking love
food is
so
the
much.
best.
Guys, Trent goes to the gym like 5 days a week exclusively.
Just so I could eat food.
So he can eat as much fucking food as he wants. That's it. It's just about food. This week I have one kudos that's not food related, and I think Trent has a bunch of food.
Mine's just one food related, but it's about a bunch of different flavors of food.
Oh shit! I'll go quick. Mine is for a movie I just watched on Peacock, I believe. I don't know if it's anywhere else.
Yes, it's on Peacock right now.
It's called Pop Star Never Stop Never Stopping. This is a mockumentary, kind of in the style of the Dewey Cox Walk Hard story idea. It is about a pop star played by Andy Samberg, and he leaves his like band to do a breakout, sing a solo artist thing, and it just tracks his career of, I don't know, like a year or two doing that. It's classic. It's Andy Samberg, Lonely Island, and Judd Apatow.
Mm-hmm.
They're together. So a ton of overlap with like a lot of the actors from both of those. Basically, every musical artist the Lonely Island has ever worked with: Michael Bolton, Adam Levine, Mariah Carey, a ton of people. Simon Cowell, a million cameos in this. A lot of one of Eric Andre is just the funniest fucking role. These Peterson, you said you didn't like it. Do you remember the TMZ scenes?
Okay, JD, I remember one scene and one scene only. You know which one?
Yeah,
the penis on the window.
Which is so fucking fun.
That one was funny. Yes,
not the one where he's tucked and he's bare ass naked in front of the whole.
I only remember
audience.
The fan's penis on the window.
Oh man, you
That's
need to watch it again.
That's all I remember.
You watched the whole thing from beginning to end, and that's all you from it.
It's been years though.
Were you drunk? That movie is fucking hysterical. There are a number.
Were
of
you drunk? That's, I guess. Let me ask you that.
What
was your state,
dude? You know those like clips you see of TMZ when it's just like a group of people having a conversation in like the TMZ offices or whatever,
and some guy's standing over the edge of a cubicle.
That's exactly it. Will Arnett plays that guy, and he's got a cup of soda. And dude, it is the fun. Jen and I were laughing so hard, and we had to rewind and watch it again because they go from like having a conversation about like celeb gossip to just like fake laugh screaming at each other.
All right,
Dude,
I'll
it
watch
is
it again. I'll watch it again.
fucking so funny. This movie it's just Andy Samberg, and I feel like lately they've just let him do whatever he wants in films because they're like, just do it. It's gonna
People
be a
laugh at
cult
him.
classic. Whatever you do, we're gonna sell 1 million. We're gonna stream this.
Well, this
Any
was
streaming
peak Brooklyn
platform.
Nine-Nine, right?
Chelsea Peretti's in it. Yeah, it is. I don't know, dude. I thought it was one of my more favorite Andy Sambergs. I'm definitely gonna watch it again. Again, just like the TMZ clone scenes are so funny. There's a scene where he's doing all these costume changes in the middle of a concert, but he realizes that the costume change rig only will work if he tucks his penis between his legs. And then he goes to put on a costume and there's no costume. So he's standing there in front of everyone bare naked with his penis tucked between his legs. It is a lot. There's a lot of times in the film where there's just so much going on. It's like a bit overwhelming. I just think it's so funny. I can't believe that was your takeaway, Peterson.
I need to watch it. I've not actually even heard of it.
I hadn't before tonight.
Oh, really?
I think I maybe knew about it, but vaguely, and I didn't care enough to like download it or find it streaming. And then I just saw it, and Jen and I were just chilling this afternoon, and I was like, "This,
Dude,
let's check it
maybe
out."
that's why, because this was like peak Brooklyn Nine-Nine time. So this was like Brooklyn Nine-Nine started in 2013. This movie came out in 2016. And so that show was going hot, and I was like, love Andy Samberg. So I was ready for this movie. I was like ready to watch it. And so maybe I was in the different state of mind, like this is gonna be hilarious, and it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, definitely a Lonely Island flick. It definitely feels like a couple friends making a film, which I fucking love. Oh man, hello to our Thai bot on Facebook.
On our chat on the
In
stream,
our
we just
live
got
stream. There's
one call can change your life. Specially,
a
Vashikaran.
spammer in
You got it.
a different
Sweet.
language. I love that.
We made
Anyway,
it.
check out Popstar Never Stop Never Stopping on if you're one of the rare souls that has Peacock because you're like me and Jackson and you're a sucker for the WWE stuff. I thought it was funny. If you like Andy Samberg, I think you'll like it. What do you have, Trent?
I
want to hear food.
Momo's Cheesecake. Momo's Gourmet Cheesecake. They make these. The website's not like the greatest until you go to the order online page, but they're these mini cheesecakes that are probably like the size of like the circumference of the cheesecake is like the same as a can of soda. Okay. So they're just these tiny, and they serve them. It's the whole rotating menu thing, but it's with mini cheesecakes. So we got it for the first time last night, and I got the Samoa cheesecake, which was like exactly what it sounds like. And then it was topped with salted caramel, semi-sweet chocolate, sea salt, I think was on there a little bit. And then we got the Oreo, the lime raspberry, and oh gosh, I don't remember what the last one was. They were so good.
Shit.
They were salted caramel. That's what it was.
Dude, I'm such a sucker for salt.
Yeah, dude. So
I don't love cheesecake, but my wife loves it. So
Jenna, same with me.
This is
I love how
order these
for Mother's Day.
Yeah,
you order them online?
Just on DoorDash.
Oh, so they have them at those like DoorDash like pop up whatever.
Yeah, like no, I think it's an actual.
Would you be able to go buy these in a location?
No, you can go buy them in a location.
They've got Provo, South Jordan, Salt Lake City.
But like, they're so. If you go to their Instagram page, that's where you can actually see like this is the
what they look
apple
like.
crumble or something that I'm sending. But it's anyway.
I'm sending this to Jenna
so
right
good.
now. She's gonna wet her pants.
Yeah, this this actually looks all right. This looks like it could be fun. I like the idea of a mini cheesecake because my problem with cheesecake isn't that I think it's gross. It's that I can't eat a full piece of cheesecake ever in my life.
They're so small, and they deliver it or they serve it with mini spoons. So it's like because realistically, it's small enough that like if you had a regular size spoon, you could eat it in like 3 or 4 bites. But they give you these mini little spoons. So it like takes a while to eat each one, so you can try them. But it's really good.
This seems like a really good idea for like a wedding luncheon type
Mhm.
of thing, right? Because they like they look nice.
Like one of the buttons on their website is weddings, so I would
Is
assume
it?
they do
I
a lot
didn't
of them.
even
Yeah,
see that. Dude,
This
that's
would
perfect.
crush at fucking weddings. Oh my god.
Especially in Utah.
because they have a food truck that can come to the weddings too. That's all like
That's it.
rustic
That's
looking.
it. That's the business right
Trent,
there.
ballpark that for us. What is that? 10K, 15K? Get your fucking food truck to roll up to a wedding and basically do unlimited cheesecakes.
Oh,
I
dude,
mean, I bet
a
it's
lot
it's-
less than that.
Yeah, I
it's
was
like
gonna say, I bet
it's a per cheesecake cost, but so to get the car there, it's $600, and then it's $50 an hour plus.
Yeah, these guys come to my fucking weekend, just like come up on a Saturday and just do
So,
cheesecakes
they
in my
just have-
backyard for my friends.
I was looking into it to get a food truck to come to place. They usually have like a minimum. So if they don't hit that, then you're on the hook to like pay the rest of it. But
As
it's
long
not
as they
even
give me
that.
the cheesecakes, that's fine.
It's not even that high. That's the thing. It's
food
not
truck
even
margins are so insane.
Yeah,
Holy fuck.
yeah. This is a good kudos. This I'm super interested.
So
Kelsey, would
tell
love
us one
this
more
for Mother's
time
Day.
the name, Trent.
Momo's Gourmet
Momo's
Cheesecake. So it's
Cheesecake.
momoscheesecakes.com.
All right, and Peterson, you got another foodos for us.
Just
Let's
a
hear
quick
it.
foodos. I know you're not on board with this one as much as I am, but the caramel cold brew M&Ms
Ah,
got a bag finally. I love them so
wait,
much.
you haven't had them until now?
It was a couple
Was
weeks
it
ago.
was
but
it
yeah.
Jackson that was freaking out about them?
Yes,
then?
it was Jackson.
Got it.
And I love them so much. You know I love coffee flavored stuff. Like it's just the right flavor for my sweets, and caramel goes perfectly hand in hand with it. I don't know what it is. I mean, everyone in my family didn't like them. JD, you said you didn't like them that much because you didn't like the texture so much.
I liked them a lot.
I wanted
they're-
a
Let's throw
nut.
that in there.
Because there's
I
no
just wanted a
crunchy in
nut
it.
in
There's no
there.
crunch in it. It's not the what were the nut ones? They were
Their toffee nut. There was
there was a coffee nut one that they had, and that one was awesome. But the caramel cold brew is a great replacement. It is an M&M. It's a larger size M&M that is completely filled with caramel. So if you're not into that, but it's that little bit of a harder caramel. It's not caramello. But then it's got that coffee flavor. I loved it. I ate the whole bag. I kind of did it slowly. It took me like 2 or 3 days to eat the whole bag, but I loved them so much.
dude. That's how I literally I had my first one and I was like, eh. And then I had my second one and I was like, okay, it's a little better. And then I finished the bag.
They're like
So,
coffee
like,
milk duds.
They grow on you.
Which is like I can do milk duds.
Less
every
hard
once in a while.
though. Milk duds are really hard.
Yeah, sure, but it's not like you can just crunch through them. I could eat a
Yeah.
bag of peanut M&Ms or peanut butter M&Ms in 3 minutes.
That's
flat.
me with almond M&Ms. Almond
If-
M&Ms, I can
yeah.
literally just pound that whole big bag.
But if I tried to do that with these, I'd pull out all
Nope.
of my fillings and my fucking molars to the point that I would just look like I'd been
That you should have just had a
freebasing
caramel
meth
apple
for 8
pop.
months. Yeah, so that was my main gripe. Is I think sometimes I just want to go fucking ham. And it's been like Reese's Pieces. I'm like getting a fistful and just like pushing it into my face until
Shoving
it's empty.
Jenna's like, why are you doing it like this?
Because I can.
Why are you eating like that? Why are you eating like that? She says that like 3 times a week. Why are you eating like that?
Because what if I can't ever have any more? There's always that possibility.
Yeah,
What
you're
if these
not
are gone
going
tomorrow?
to. You're
I've
gonna
lost so
actually
many favorite
kill
foods.
yourself eating this way. You are gonna
Dude.
choke right now.
Jenna recently flipped on the those mini dorts they have in tubes.
Oh yeah.
She's
Those
been
are
watching
fun.
me drink those for weeks, if not months, and just like judging me. Like
They're
they're
so
just
baby.
Doritos. Why do you need them in a drinkable format? All this shit. And I'm like, whatever. The other night we were out of chips and all we had was my tubes. And so she had to go to the tube. And then the next morning she goes, by the way, she ate like half a tube. And she goes, I don't know why, but those mini dorts are so good. I'm like, it's because you can put so many more in your mouth. You can put like 20 in your mouth at a time, just shoving them in there. That's how I want to eat my M&Ms. And those, I'd kill myself. I'd die if I ate them like that.
But it's worth a shot.
I just have one more quick mini kudos. It's another mini foodos. You just reminded me of it. Get those
I'm so
enchilada
hungry.
adobada Pringles. Get them.
Really? I saw those last night at Smith's.
They're so
They're not super
Good.
spicy.
No, there's a spicy one, and it's like
Yeah.
it's named after a pepper. I can't remember. And then the
Habanero.
enchilada abodaba. Oh gosh,
Adobo?
Autobata, Abu
Autobots?
Dhabi.
I think we're narrowing in, Trent.
right there.
Warmer,
can't-
right?
It's one of those. Which one was it?
Is it Autobots?
Is it Adu Babi?
Adobada. Get those ones. They're so
Auto
good.
Body Pringles.
Out of body Pringles. That's the experience. you'll
Saudi
have.
out of body Pringles. That's what they are.
No, but for reals, get them. They're only a tiny bit spicy. Like my kids eat them. My kids
that is
don't
not
like
a good
spicy
metric.
food. No, they don't like
Peterson's
spicy
kids-
food.
What?
They don't like spicy food. My kids will
Just flaming
pound
hot
them.
Doritos. Just flaming hot Cheetos for Lily.
Everyone
Otherwise,
likes
Yeah,
spicy
Lily
food.
will,
They're
but the
lying.
rest of them won't. And I'm telling you, they pounded them. They're so good. I can't stop eating them when I start. And Pringles, I get sick of very quickly. And I
Mm.
can't stop once I start with these. Guys, get
That's
them
their
when
motto.
you see them. They're so good.
The tube just makes them look spicy.
Yes, I
Yes.
absolutely agree.
Like there's
That's why I
actually fire
avoided
on
them.
it.
and I don't like. That's the thing. I don't want a can of Pringles that's too spicy to eat. Then it just sits there and goes stale until I throw it away in 6 months.
So it's
But if
chili
it's that
lime.
good-
Is that what it is?
Kinda. Not
Is it-
really though. No, it's not. I wouldn't call it that.
Are we in the
it
same-
has lime and chilies flavor in it.
Target zone is the street corn Cheetos.
Oh,
Same neighborhood
way,
there. Different
way-
block.
it's a lot.
Would they pair
It's
well
a lot
together?
stronger of a flavor because those ones are like
fuck.
a nice kind of like mild
Yeah,
symphony of
yeah,
flavors taking
yeah.
place in your mouth. These are like
These are
yes,
like
you
punch
eat
in
it
your
and it
mouth.
hits you. Yeah, you got it.
You don't get that from Pringles that much anymore. I like that a lot.
I'm
Okay, well,
telling you,
shit.
get them. Just get them.
Now I will get them. Now I will get them. I saw them. Damn. Okay, cool. Tight.
Okay, that was it. I'm doing it.
I can't. I'm so hungry now.
Rundown.
For the rundown, we're doing more food stuff. No, just kidding.
Okay, the other Pringles. Okay, the spicy ones.
Trent's right. I'm starving, dude. I've
Dude.
already scouted. I already have 2 things I'm gonna eat when I get out of here. I'm pumped.
While you watch Breaking Bad. So let's speed this up. JD
Okay.
does not do well when he's hungry. Okay, yeah, I've been playing this game. It was a free game we picked up on Epic Games Store, which is one of their freebies. It's
You guys
called
got to be doing that shit
Just do it. Like
once a week. Log in.
at
get the
least
free
check.
game.
At least check. Sometimes I see the game and I'm like, I know I will never want to play this game, and so I don't
Yep.
get it. But
Rare.
so we downloaded kind of the guys I play with, and we started playing Mordhau. It's like a mix between Chivalry and For Honor, which are like the same type of game, but a little bit different in terms of how the execution of the game. Chivalry's more chaotic and like it feels less polished. Does that make sense? You just
Yeah.
run in and start slashing people. You know you're gonna die.
I love
Mo-
it.
Mordhau's a
mess.
little bit like that, but there is a little bit more finesse to the combat. So it's like Chivalry with more finesse in the combat. I'm not gonna say it's like it's equal on par with quality with Chivalry because there's some buggy stuff that you're like, what? This should be so easy to just not do this. But we've been playing Mordhau, and we were playing the regular PvP version where you're in there playing against other people, just like pushing, dying constantly. And I'll be 100% honest with you, did not enjoy that. Because
Does it line up pretty well with Shiv's PvP?
Yes, but kind of your experience when you played with us the one time, the swinging of your weapons feels slower than in Chivalry. And so there's a
Super
lot more like
unresponsive.
timing involved because your guy's
Yeah.
like going to wind up like he's actually taking a swing.
Mhm.
Instead, like you want to swing and see something happening. Whereas like you swing and he like works his way into it in Mordhau. So I just couldn't get it. I couldn't like hit anybody. And so I was getting kind of frustrated with the PvP, and I was kind of out. I was like, I'm done with this game. I don't even like this. And then my buddy was like, well, let's try there's a horde mode. It's a PvE. Let's just try it. It looks pretty fun. So I was like, fine, let's do it. And something about this is my jam. Okay. Because you start off with no weapons, and it's a horde mode. So there's wave 1, right? They're coming. You got to defeat them all. And then you got like 20 seconds, 30 seconds to buy weapons. So wave 1 comes and you're fist fighting. All the guys, just like a big fist fight brawl, and you're just killing these guys. And then
your fists are slow.
Yeah, you're not
Sorry.
fast. You're not a boxer, JD. You're just some rando.
You're fighting for your life, dude. The adrenaline should help a little bit.
You're saying randos can't fight fast?
You're beating a guy to death, and you're
Okay.
like taking your time because you're saving your energy for the next guy.
Yeah, well, you got 30 guys coming at you. You're
So
a
maybe
rando,
if
but
I
you
hit
got some
slower, they'll
experience.
come at me slower.
Mhm.
They hit just as slow as you do.
Everyone's taking their fucking sweet ass time in this game.
They're not running. They're walking
Okay,
over to you. They'll
here's the
get there
thing.
at some point.
I
It's like
will say that's
Mall
my
walkers
biggest.
fighting to death.
JD had a tough time with this because there is a lot of timing involved with like when you swing, how you
So
swing.
rude.
Because when there's and it's hard to get used to, but I'm used to it now, and it's not hard for me to kill guys, right? But when you first play, you're like, why is everyone killing me so fast? Because there's 5 guys swinging at you instead of just you.
Mhm.
So it's this horde mode. After each level, right? Then you get money and you get an experience point to like put on the skill tree, which we did find there is like some strategy for building that skill tree. And strategy for like building out your team, because there's like you can go ranged, you can go support, you can go 2-hander melee tanky, you can go 1-hander. And so there is some strategy for building out your team, because when we play as a group, we've been way more successful than just playing with random pugs. And
Or JD, who's about at the same level as a random.
I mean,
pug.
you played like 3 rounds or something, so you're not going to be good yet. But we so you go in, you get your money, then you start buying weapons and stuff. What I love is there's these stupid chests where you can buy it'll drop something random. Sometimes you get a dope sword, sometimes you get a actual turd that you just throw one time at
A
somebody.
literal piece of shit.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Well, they throw poop at you too, so
Yeah. they do.
so no, something about this horde mode. I do love horde mode in games, and so this really has sunk its teeth into the guys that I game with. They just messaged tonight. Anyone playing tonight? Anyone horde mode? Because we've loved it, and we started winning. We've won 2 or 3 times now. It's a lot of fun, and once you start getting into it, and of course each wave gets harder. There's like big boss guys, and then they get harder and harder, and more tough guys and guys with shields, and so you gotta have a little bit more strategy into it, because if you don't strategize, you'll just get overrun by these just random night guys running and just swinging at you. If they surround you, you're dead. If you
Just pretty
die,
classic like horde mode
Yeah.
stuff. This is all.
if
been
you
done
die,
before.
someone can revive you, or you've got a revive timer, but it's like forever. It's like 60
Mhm.
seconds. It's a long revive timer. But man, something about this horde mode, I love it. I love it. I want to play more of it. I'm so into it right now. I'm not going to be playing it in 2 months, right? But for now, this is a good game to kind of get us to the next game that we're playing together. So this is Mordhau. It's buggy. There's weird bugs in it. Like you'll buy an item and it'll clip through the ground, and you're like, I can't even pick it up.
Gone.
And
When
it's
you
just
buy an
gone.
item, it goes flying like it's glitched.
It's so
like a
stupid. It
glitched
flies
game
out of the
Fallout
chest.
game. Mhm.
Yes, the chest explodes and the item goes flying out, and you just like grab it out of the air, or it might clip into the ground. We'll never see it again. You can sell the weapons that you've bought, so you can kind of recoup a little cost. Maybe that's why I like it. There's like a gambling mechanic to it, because you buy a weapon in the chest for 300, and it's a really good one. You can sell it for like 900, so you're like, oh, I made profit on this one. And meanwhile, you're just running around throwing turds at people. I love it. I'm so into this horde mode. If you like horde modes, I think you'll enjoy this. There's a pretty pretty good community on it. So we hop on, and every time the server will fill up, we just play with 6 people max.
I noticed that
up every
works
time.
great. The connections. How often does that happen? That I jump into a game you guys are working on, and it just works, and we can jump into a game right away and get going.
Yeah, the
Huge
JD
kudos to that.
Yeah, so that's a good one. Yeah, we've only had a couple server issues. We had one where like the server itself like just lagged out, and we said to all jump out. But all in all, I would definitely recommend Mordhau. I don't recommend paying full price for this. I don't even know how much this game is full price, but I wouldn't buy it. Again, it's $30. I wouldn't buy it for $30 if I'm being 100% honest. Because
This is
again,
a $20 game max.
I think the main game is PvP. That's what they want you to play. But honestly, Chivalry 2 is better. Chivalry 2 PvP is better, in my opinion.
Mhm.
In fact, if Chivalry 2 made a horde mode, I would jump over to that immediately.
Ooh, I like that. That's dude, I
Right?
missed the satisfaction. There were a couple times in this game when I got a good swing and I swung my mouse, everything just right, and I cut like 3 guys' heads off in a
Yes.
row.
Yeah.
But the vast majority of times that did not happen. And this game armors guys, so it just makes them tankier by giving them a bunch of health. So you can swing your sword perfectly. It doesn't super matter. Whereas with Shiv, that's only really with the armored guys, and it's like 2 hits, and then you can still lop a guy's head off if you do everything just right. Even with armored stuff, right?
I mean,
You can still
I mean,
just-
there is some strategy because the armored guys, JD, if you hit them in the legs,
I heard you guys are lopping those off.
You can chop their legs off and stuff like that. But yes, so yeah, it does. Yeah, it just makes guys tankier.
It just feels
right?
better in Shiv. It just felt more satisfying. I never felt super satisfied with the kills in this one.
See, I do, but that's because I've played a lot now, and I'm like
You earned that,
getting
yeah.
good at it. But yes, I do prefer Chivalry 2 combat, and so I would not buy this game for $30. Honestly, I got it for free on Epic Games Store, and I'm going to get that amount of joy out of it. We're going to play it for, I don't know, maybe at most 2 more weeks, and then we're going to be done. So it's a 2 or 3 week, and it's just this one mode. I have zero desire to play PvP on this. So the game itself, and the reviews reflect that. It's not an amazing game, but I love the Horde mode. I love this weird alternate game mode they've created. And so I recommend if you can get it way on sale, and if you have buddies, because when I jump in and play with just me and some randos, we do significantly worse every single time. If you got 3, 4, 5 guys to play with, yes, do that. If you don't, honestly, it's a pass. But if you downloaded it on EGS, if you did it, if you were smart and got your free game already, download it, play Horde mode for a little bit. I think you might like it. So that's my rundown.
I like that. Thanks, dude.
I do have this.
Peterson asks.
Asks.
Peterson asks.
Asks.
Ask Peterson a question. I don't know.
Ask.
I don't remember that one.
I don't
I don't know
either.
that one either, but we did a really good job.
I did like that though. Right. It was funny because I was not expecting that, and Trent's beautiful, sweet voice
Trent
just
Pulls
comes
it together.
gliding in there smoothly.
Peterson asks.
Dude. So Peterson asks, so because I've been playing Mordhau Horde mode, here's my question for you guys. What are some of your favorite non-standard game modes in games that we're playing? So a good example of that is Mordhau. The main game is PvP, but I'm playing Horde mode, right? Like this weird alternate game mode. And that's what I'm into.
That's
So
just how things work. I mean, that's where we got Dota, League of Legends, and everything came from a weird game mode in Warcraft 3 that everyone was obsessed with, right?
Yes. Yes.
Hey, well, I have another one from Warcraft 3 then.
What is it?
So, I don't think I ever finished the Warcraft 3 campaign because the entirety of my time playing that game was not even spent playing Dota. It was spent playing tower defense. That was the very first time I ever played tower defense was as a mod in or as a custom
3.
map in Warcraft 3.
No way.
That's so cool.
And I was so hooked on it.
The first time I ever played tower defense was on your first iPhone, Field
Oh
Runners.
my gosh, Field
Do
Runners.
you remember that?
Yes,
That
dude.
I like that Trent
That
knew
was
exactly
great.
what was which game you were going with there.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
we played that. We played a shit ton of. We were always fighting over Trent's iPhone, like
It's
it
like
was
the first
someone's
good
PS2.
iPhone game, I felt like.
Yeah, it was really addictive.
I
That game
think
was
everyone's
super
had that
fun.
experience with tower defense. Like your first one you play, you're like, I love tower defense, and then after that, you're like, well, these are all
Figuring
kinda
out the
samey.
concept initially and like the upgrades on your towers and stuff. Oh, that is a sweet feeling. Well, since we're talking tower defense, one that I liked a lot that was I thought just kind of funny because for me it became the only thing I played was Clash Royale, the 2v2. You guys
Oh,
remember
that was the
that
best,
game?
dude. Same. Once
Yep.
2v2 came out, that was it. Because
It wasn't
ranked.
balanced for 2v2. There were no ranked games because it wasn't properly balanced, and
Yes.
they said we're never going to balance for it. But playing 2v2 was
game mode.
so
I forgot
much
about
more
that.
fun.
Oh my gosh, best game mode. Best game
Yeah,
mode.
that's
in
all
that
I played.
game.
And an honorable mention goes out to the football game mode. Do you remember that one in Clash Royale?
Oh, that one was so fun too. They would do that during the Super
during
Bowl
the
or
playoffs
something.
and the Super Bowl and shit. Yeah.
Oh, that one was great. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
I forgot about these. And when those were out, that's what I played exclusively.
Mhm.
I was like, I don't care about my rank. I just want to play that.
Yeah, and you can never go back. If you open Clash Royale right now, it is such a nightmare of pop-ups and like a million things they want you to like learn and tutorials and walkthroughs and all the new currencies they've introduced and 50 new cards on the store you have to look at and all the different ways to navigate the store they need to show you how to do. I had to click X's and corners of boxes to the point that I just gave up and closed the game. Couldn't even get to a game, but at
Mobile
one point
gaming.
it was fun.
Mm.
2v2s were the way to go on that one. Oh, I love that.
Wow.
What about you guys? I have a bunch more.
I've got like 3 more.
What else
keep
you
going,
guys
keep
got?
going.
I've got one of mine was gun game in Call of Duty, which apparently they just took out of Modern Warfare 2 like a month or two ago.
What
But
one was this?
What gun game is everyone starts, there's like a predetermined list of, I don't know, like 15 guns or something. And so everyone starts with like a basic pistol. You get a kill with a pistol, you get upgraded to the next gun.
Oh,
And the first person
I've
to get
played
the last
this.
gun wins. But if someone
Yeah.
kills you with a knife, it takes you back a gun. And so it was so much
I
fun.
totally
I spent way
forgot
more
about that.
time playing that, but I guess they just took it out. I don't
Yeah.
understand it. So I
Yes,
love that.
dude, that is a good one. I haven't thought about that one either for a long time, but I do remember playing that.
Yeah, and they had that in other games too. Wasn't there a Battlefield? The original Battlefield that was like one of the main modes, and then if you got enough kills, you were like Darth Vader running around. Make that
Oh,
up.
in
Battlefront. Sorry.
Battlefront.
Yeah,
I was like Darth Vader in Battlefield. I haven't
that
heard of
sounds
that.
cool. Yeah, that type of game mode is the dopest. Speaking of Peterson, do you know where the term, you probably do, but maybe not, the term horde comes from? The horde, that game mode?
No,
That's
I mean, the
so
game
funny.
mode?
It's reached that level of like saturation. in
yeah,
game,
like it's in so many games.
but it actually was a game mode in Gears of War called Horde, because that was the enemies was the horde, and I swear to God, invented it. Gears of War invented this.
I bought
Horde.
Gears of War 4 maybe,
Mhm.
or it came with our Xbox when we got the Xbox. It came with it, and that was the only. I didn't even play the regular game. That's all I played was the Horde mode. I loved it. I like Horde mode for some reason.
Gears of War 2 was the first one.
Yeah, right. It invented it.
That's crazy.
And it was just like an add-on. It was not something that they meant to be like a huge thing. They just tossed it in there for fun because Gears of War 1 blew up because of the multiplayer. And the single player was kind of cool. Whatever, the campaign was fun. You could play it co-op. So the second one comes out and they've got the same thing. Great co-op campaign, single player, awesome multiplayer. But yeah, then they dropped this horde mode. Everyone's like, what the fuck is this? You guys aren't super familiar with this. It's a waves after waves of enemies that come. It's a static map, and you defend choke points on that map because that's where the enemies are coming in. And as
It's
the
tower
waves
defense.
go on, you could, it's tower defense, but I mean the very first one was very limited. They just have new weapons you'd run out there and pick up in between waves. Usually there's a cooldown period between waves, and like say for example the 9th and 10th, the 9th wave will be the hardest, the 10th wave will be a boss wave, and then wave 11 will actually be probably easier even than like wave 4 originally, and then
They give you like a break
Like
wave.
reset after the boss.
but then and then it'll ramp back up. So those are the things, and that was for me Gears of War 2. Jeff and I played that shit like crazy. We played the horde mode like fucking crazy. We played it way more than the multiplayer, and after we beat the campaign, we just played, all we did was play horde, and it was so much fun. We played that late night with a couple of our buddies online. Oh my god, countless hours. So
I did lots and lots, not lots and lots, but I played before I played Mass Effect Andromeda's actual campaign. I played the horde mode because Spencer wanted to play with me. He's like, dude, let's play the horde mode. And so I played lots of the horde mode before I even started the campaign. I've got a real random one.
okay.
I used to play a lot of Plants vs. Zombies, the original one, not the shooter, the OG one, which was essentially a type of tower defense, right?
Yeah.
But they had, did you ever play the Vase Breaker mode? So
No.
you just look it up right now, Plants vs. Zombie Vase Breaker, and there were levels that you would have to beat. And honestly, I kind of want to play it now, like when I was thinking about it. And what you do is you start with nothing, and then you break a vase, and there's something in that vase. There's like a whole, it's like what was that show with the briefcases?
Oh,
Deal
yeah.
or No Deal?
Deal or No, it's like that kind of, because you're like, you pick one, you break it, and sometimes there's a zombie in it, and he just starts walking towards you. Lose if they get to the other end, right? Get to your side. But sometimes you will pick up a pea shooter, right? Where you put down.
Funny.
And sometimes it's the big guys that smash things, and they will smash other vases,
Of
opening
course.
vases for you.
Of course, this appeal to you. This is tower defense and gambling.
And random mode. Dude, it's so fun though. It was like it would suck me in so hard because it just had that random element. And like and after you played a bunch, like, okay, each level's gonna have 2 of those like pair guys that would drop down and smash. And so you're like, I gotta save those. But if you didn't pick something up quick enough, it would disappear. And so, man, it was just such a fun game mode that I played. I've played a lot of Plants vs. Zombies back in the day. It's still like in my top 5 most played games, and most of it was Vase Breaker. I loved it.
Yeah,
So
and there's
that's
like
so fun.
you can have like a lantern that gives you like a mind breaker type or minesweeper type of look at what's in the vases. This is tight. This is a good one.
It was fun. I loved it.
Patrick P has following the live stream on YouTube and said that he watched. It was a side game in the 4th Professor Layton
Wow.
game. I know, right? That's a deep cut.
Mystery
Yes, it is
Detective,
Professor
whatever. Is that what that is?
Uh-huh.
Is it like
Little side
puzzle-
RPG called
Yeah.
Professor Layton's London Life, and it was so relaxing and had nothing to do with puzzles.
Wow, that's pretty
I
funny.
loved finding those little things and like when did that game come out? The
Phew.
4th Professor Layton game?
I've played 2 of them and actually really enjoyed Professor Layton games.
That is funny. It would have been like 2009. Yeah, dude, that's the time when those. I feel like sometimes the developer would just have some free time and they just slip something in, and it was just like so fun.
Yeah. Let's see,
Um,
what else do you guys got? Because I got a couple more.
I got.
Rocket League Rumble.
Remind me
Oh.
what that was.
It was Rocket League with weapons, kind of.
Where you
Uh,
get those you get an ability, and once you use it, then it comes
Yeah,
back.
you
and
like
get
use a
another one with
bungee to
10
grab
seconds.
the ball and go flying at it, and then hit it when you make
It's
contact.
still there. It's still there. We still
It's-
play it.
That was my number. I loved all the other ones like the hockey and the basketball in Rocket League, but when Rumble came along, that was my fucking shit.
Well,
loved
I
that.
think the nice thing about Rumble is it levels the playing field quite a bit because you can have the best player like flying around doing aerials and stuff, and then you can just punt him with a boot while
Yeah.
he's trying to do a move, and he's like, he's gone.
the leveling of the playing field, I couldn't get enough. Trent, what was yours that you were saying?
Mario Kart 64 Battle Mode. I think.
Oh, that
I
was a
think
fun
Everyone
mode.
played that more than the
So
actual
good.
racing. So
Dude,
You
I
would
can
do the
still picture
racing-
the map with those four
the
platforms.
like little towers.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a
So
great
classic.
game mode. Wow. See, I like this because you guys are reminding me of these games that I did play and have totally forgotten about.
An old one that's like that Trent and I plugged a million hours into is the stunt mode of San Francisco Rush 2049, which was ostensibly just built to be a racing game.
I've never played a race. I don't think I've ever played a race ever.
Yeah, there was a battle mode too, which could have been fun, but we didn't care. Just stunt mode.
Could be there. Who knows?
Doesn't matter. Yeah. What else you got, Peterson?
In Forza Horizons 5 and 4, the new ones, they introduced actually much later after I started playing, but they introduced their quote unquote battle royale mode. And I've talked about this a little bit, but once I found that's all I wanted to play. Because here's how it would work. I think I've talked about it before, but here's how it would work. You'd start off with just a basic freaking car. It's battle royale map, huge map, right? Just open, and it was the same map in the game. But you just drive around. And how it would work is you'd take out someone else by honking. You'd have to get close to them and honk your horn, which was a challenge. And once the challenge was issued,
Sorry,
it would be
what
like
game was this?
Forza
Horizon.
Horizon. So you're driving.
What?
So I would find another car, get close to him, and I'd challenge him to within this like battle royale map, which would close. The circle would get tighter and tighter, and you'd challenge him. And then you'd be like, okay, you and this guy are now up against each other, and it would give you a random point in the map to race to. Whoever got there first stayed. Whoever didn't was out.
And it was within the circle, I assume.
Yeah, within the circle. But like you didn't know where it was going to pop up.
Is this as insane as it sounds?
Yes. And as you drive around, just like in any battle royale, you can go loot and find better weapons and stuff. There were car drops. There was just like these purple, like kind of smoke would pop up, and you could see them. You could
get a new car.
Get a new car, so you could get a better car. You didn't have to take it; it would show what it was. You get a better car, or when you beat somebody, you could choose the option to take their car, or just level up your car like to a better version of your car. So if you had a truck, get a better truck, and you could take the option. But it was like last one stand, and once it would get down to like 4 people or something, it would be like, hey, everyone, this is a 4-man race, and this point is 3 miles away. Go. And you're like in Forza Horizon, right? You can drive anywhere. So you're not on the street racing. It's not like a racetrack. You can cut through the countryside, but sometimes you fall into the water and you get a reset.
fence.
Sometimes you smack into a friggin' tree, which that's how I lost more often than not. I just slammed into a tree and the other guy
Did you ever
missed
win
it.
one of these?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, they were very fun. The worst part about it is it took a couple minutes to get into a new one. You'd like queue up for one, drive
I
around
can't
for a
imagine
little
there'd be a
bit.
huge community doing this.
But honestly, so fun game mode. It was such a blast. When I log in, every now and then, probably once a year, I'm like, I want to play some more Forza Horizon. Log in, and I inevitably end up playing Forza Battle Royale, whatever they call
That's
it, their
awesome.
Battle Royale mode.
That's funny.
Sick. What more do you got, Trent?
I got one more. GoldenEye 64, big head mode, slappers only, license to kill.
How would we not mention that? We would have to turn in our video game podcast if we didn't mention slappers only, big head mode.
Yeah, dude.
No odd job.
Oh my
Get
gosh,
out of
dude.
here.
I was having such a time earlier just thinking of all the weird shit I wasted time on. That game mode had so many hours on it.
That is super funny,
dumb.
dude.
I love that. Trent, did you have any in World of Warcraft that were like crazy? I feel like they must have had 1 billion every year. Just
There have
crazy
been
things.
some like in the Shadowlands expansion, the last expansion, they had something called Torghast. And it was a tower where basically like you'd go in there and every few like mobs you killed, there would be like a little crystal on the ground, and you click on the crystal and it gives you an option of 2 abilities. It can like give you some random weird ability or do like an Earth type thing where it takes your huge cooldown and makes it 0. So it's like as you progress through the tower, you get crazy, crazy powerful to where
Super
you never
strong.
would in the real world, but it's super
Yeah.
fun. So that was a fun one.
I do feel like that question did have a correct answer, and you did get it, I guess, like half credit, but mostly wrong. How could you not mention the Pokemon? When they added
Okay.
Pokemon to World
Battle
of
Pets.
Warcraft, and you could
Yeah,
just
yeah,
fly
yeah.
around the world
And you
and
can
go
level
to
up
the
that
area-
way.
3D Pokemon before we got it from basically anyone else. Now you can get it from 50 different games, but
That was a good one.
was the brief time that I played World of
Dude, I
Warcraft.
haven't played battle modes or pet battles since I played with you. That's probably the
Oh,
last time I did it.
They were so fun. It was
That's
such
so
a fun,
funny.
dorky little thing.
You mentioned Earth Ultra Rapid Fire on League of Legends.
Gotta talk Earth.
So fun. That was honestly that was the beginning of the end for League of Legends for us, because we were playing League pretty hot, and then Earth
Mhm.
came out. We're like, oh, let's play that, and we realized we liked that more.
We need
We
something
realized-
faster paced.
Or League of Legends could be more fun, and that other games could be more fun, and we're like, oh, we're really wasting our time here.
So we went to DayZ.
Yeah.
Hey, it was a learning period, Trent. There was a lot of growth.
I
And a
have
lot of
no
And a lot
regret.
of walking.
and there's
I
a lot of
loved
fucking diversity in
DayZ.
walking.
No regret.
You loved it because you handcuffed me naked in the rain and left me to starve.
I loved it because I think that one night I, shitting you not, walked for like 3 hours in one direction and did not do anything else. I just
You got
walked
so
on a
many
road and could never
steps.
find
I can't believe
anybody.
the game was so big.
Ugh.
Fuck DayZ. That game sucked.
That game
I
was great.
Yeah, they needed a non-standard game mode in that didn't suck. I spent way too much time in that dumb game. To this
Yeah, you
day,
did.
if I opened up that game and you plot me anywhere in that map, I could find the airport. How fucked is that? Anyway, I think that's all we got. We get it all? Every non-standard game mode. If you guys want to drop into our Discord, talk about your favorite non-standard game modes, drop links to YouTube videos of them so we can watch them, because that's always fun. Yeah, come check us out. We're on Discord.
Dice of Destiny.
All right, Dice Destiny is this little game we play at the end of every episode. We roll a 6-sided dice to see who's going to be rolling the Dice Destiny. A 20-sided dice with 20 different game genres assigned to it. Then that person rolls a 6-sided dice to see how much money they can spend on the game. They then find a game for that price in that genre. They pick it, play it, review it. This week, I am going to go ahead and
Are you doing the one
Now
breath
you can just
challenge?
play that.
or
You can
what
just
do
play
we-
that every week. Just clip that out.
I told you guys I've been
Ultra
doing
rapid
voice,
fire intro.
I've been doing voice lessons, and I get all sorts of weird exercises I got to practice now.
See how far you can read a thing with one breath. I think
I
that's
learned
where
how
we like to go.
auctioneers talk, so there we go. Anyway,
Oh,
last
please do more of that on the podcast.
Oh yeah, I love it. Let's
Do
do
your
people.
Dice of
If
Destiny like
anyone,
an auctioneer.
if anyone
Go.
is listening to the podcast on 1.5 speed, they were like, "What the fuck just happened?"
What happened to JD? Let's do a whole episode where we only talk super fast for those 1.5 guys.
They would,
Gonna
or
really
do we
mess them
talk
up.
really
Or I guess I could just speed it up
Really?
in post.
slow? Last week I rolled. I don't even know what I rolled a terraforming game. No, I rolled a building game. So I'm gonna pick a terraforming game.
We were like, hey, should we add terraforming to this? But honestly, JD's played all of them.
This is
So-
maybe the last one. I did look at other building games. I
Okay.
promise I did.
But
There was
nothing as interesting as terraforming a planet.
see, Trent gets me.
JD
Trent-
just wants his own planet. He doesn't want any one of you there.
Hey,
He
I've
wants
got
his own
something for you,
place.
JD.
I wanted
Your own
a planet. There's so few people there. There's no people there. This is called Plan B Terraform. For me, it's Plan A, but for some people, it's Plan B. This looks like a more artsy fartsy kind of take on top-down terraforming sim,
Okay.
right? I feel like a little more cell shaded.
It's
Is that the
yeah,
right?
It's got it's got a style to it.
It's got a style. Like
Mhm.
it's the animation style definitely very distinct. It's not going to feel like pixely. It's not pixely, and it's not like trying to be hyper realistic. It's just got this weird
Smooth,
indie kind of
cartoony look.
smooth style to it.
Yeah.
I'll
It will
tell you
age
where I'm at
well.
on this game. I thought, you should look at some gameplay so you have a little bit, because I didn't have time to play it before the sode, and I thought maybe I'd just watch some videos. Started watching videos, and just the intros of these Let's Plays, I was like, I'm so in on this. I don't want to spoil it for myself. That's so dumb. I don't need to prove to myself. I don't need to give context. I'm going to dive into this super hard. It looks amazing. It looks just like all the other ones I've been playing. You find resources, you build, you set up what looks like train lines and different resource lines to different resource deposits, and then you build and more people come live there. You know, Farlanders got me really warmed up and then just left me with the worst blue balls of my life.
Oh, yeah.
They're like version 1, all this stuff. It's on the fucking main UI. It's like, this is coming in version 1. This is coming in version 1. And waiting for 2 months. I don't know what you guys are doing. I don't know if version 1's ever going to drop.
Be
In the
faster
meantime,
for me.
I'm gonna go out and find another game called Plan B Terraform. I'm gonna play the shit out of that. So
Okay.
that's gonna be my week this week. I'm gonna have to put down Wall World. Good luck. It's also so good. All right, friends. Thanks for chilling with us on this sode. We said would be shorter, and it was the exact same length as all the other ones.
It's shorter in our heads. Okay.
It's shorter by an intro.
God, we're so stupid. So the outro music we're playing this week is the Rusty Ruin Zone 1 from Sonic 3D for the Sega Genesis.
Which, fun fact, is Jonathan's favorite Sonic game. In case no one knew.
Wow. That is fun fact. Yeah.
It was
very
actually
fun.
really fun. I
Yeah,
had a lot of fun.
So much
listening to it.
fun with that fact.
It's first 3D
Oh,
experience you ever had.
having a
It's
ton of
great.
fun. I blew my mind. I was like, is this what the future is? This is the future of gaming.
You guys don't stop talking about this. I'm going to edit it out.
Don't even need. Get so angry,
Yeah. It's already been 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Matterson.
Okay,
kidding.
enjoy this game music. I'm JD logging off.
This is Matterson going AFK.
This is Trent going to bed.
Should have went to fuck.
All right, hit end.
Okay.